Evening or whatever time of day it is, ladies, gents, and NBs. Welcome back to Play the Hits. This is Max taking control of Zagreus and Hades once again. And Chris, how you doing tonight?
Hola! Happy Cinco de Mayo, SA.
Yes. It is Cinco de Mayo. It's also what is it? International Laughter Day.
Okay.
And it's Luffy's birthday. If you're a
Now-
One Piece fan.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the language of your people, that means the 5th of May.
Indeed, it does.
The more you know.
Although you probably know more Spanish than me.
I know zero. Well, actually, I can probably fumble. Hey, what's up, Sparks? I can probably fumble a few words of Spanish just because Italian is so similar.
Gotcha. Okay. Funny how that works.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, and it's also kind of weird. It's like you end up learning, like in school, they teach Spanish as in like European Spanish that they speak in Spain. And
Yeah.
most of the like New World Spanish is quite different. It's pretty different. I don't know. Spanish that like Mexican Spanish, and again, I don't know much of it, but from what I do know and what I've heard, it's very slang and it's just a lot of swearing.
Yep. You know, much like Italian. Interesting.
This fucking thing.
And yes, Sparks, we are going to be designing vacation homes for the gods.
There's a good boy.
That would
Oh,
be something
Cerberus.
cool for Hades too.
Right.
Which is in early access right now, apparently. Or is it early access or is it like a limited test?
I don't know. I don't think you and I could download it, so probably a limited test.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being part of the early access though.
Yeah, that'd be
even if
pretty
it's,
cool. I mean, the gameplay looks spot on.
Is this really the Titan?
I'm not
Yeah,
sure how different I think it's still going to be a roguelite.
Yes, lad.
Yeah.
that it is.
Okay.
It's I don't know. It looks fairly different as far, even just like the straight up gameplay when it comes to the moves.
Mhm.
It looks obviously very much like Hades, but
Yeah.
how the main character plays seems fairly different. So it's like,
Mhm.
okay, all right.
The one thing I would
Look at
like to see is kind of a bigger variety of environments.
Always locked.
Yeah, me too. Which I think this game has, but also I wish the game was bigger.
Yeah.
I wish there was more like rooms per level of hell, or I don't know if they made one or two more levels of hell, which I guess, well, Greek mythology, I guess maybe that wouldn't work. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Sparks, imagine a Hades / Animal Crossing crossover game. I could see that.
Cult of the Lamb.
Hey, that sounds handy there.
That's
Oh
basically.
yeah, you got into that, didn't you?
No, I never played Cult of the
You
Lamb.
didn't? What
I feel
did
like.
you...
and I-
Oh, never mind. Sorry,
I
I'm
bought
thinking of
it
the
for
Vampire
people.
Survivor game. Totally
Yeah,
different.
that's a good one. That's a good one too. We should do that at some point.
I know. Add it to the list of 20 other things that
All
I
the
should be
shit,
playing
yeah.
while I play FF10 and Xenogears.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like me, it's just like, man, I gotta get on Sea of Stars. I gotta get on Seven Rebirth, and I'm playing Near Automata again.
Mhm. By the way, when are you just going to give up on playing 16 and let me play it with you and play the hits?
Never. I want to. I was thinking I was gonna have a PS5 by now, but life gets in the way.
I'm
and
just
of
going to
course I
start
end up
playing
buying
it
a
one of these
juicer.
nights when you're on and just
Like,
not
hey,
give you a choice.
look what I'm doing over here.
I've been sitting on that for a year without being able to talk about it. It
Oh
needs to
yeah,
come-
next
it
month
needs to
it
get
will
out.
actually be a year.
Yep. It needs to get out. Cause of death, old
I'm
age.
glad you're able to talk with the others about Rebirth.
Yeah, I mean, really, I
haven't
just kind of
spoiled
spoiled it
myself
for Nick, but he didn't really care.
Okay.
Nick does this, like, I love Nick to death, don't get me wrong. He does this kind of, like, curmudgeonly thing where he insists that any game that is new or AAA or popular, like,
Yeah.
he just doesn't have the time for.
And there she goes again.
Then someone will play it and say he needs to play it,
Yeah.
and then he'll cave talk about how great it is.
It seems like if it's an indie, that kind of
Oh yeah, he knows a
Doesn't
lot
really
about
matter.
indies. That's for sure.
so like even if it's a new one. Oh, speaking of which, I know
But
he
like
got me.
like I must have told
Inscription.
him no less than 10 times after you bought it for me how much he would love Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Getting somewhere with
Oh, yeah.
I don't really get Sega's whole up. I think I've seen, in the 20 Yakuza games that have come out, I think I've seen what there is to see. you tell him about it, and Christy plays it for 5 minutes, and then he pours 250 hours into it.
Yep. I mean, I don't know. It is... I don't know. I guess it is, like, it's not that much different from, like, the previous ones. But at the same time, it's, it's an RPG. They basically just mixed Persona with Yakuza to make the new Yakuza games.
Yep.
I don't know if he's really into Persona or not.
No, not at all. Yeah, he
Okay.
That's another one that he turns his nose down. You know what the trick is, and I hate to say it, I should just get Christy into one of them, and then he will immediately get into it, and then we can all talk about Persona.
I mean, wait a second. Holy crap. Hold on. Okay, I had to think for a second. I was like, well, they both live in the same place. Was like, no, Nick doesn't live in Napoleon, I don't think.
Yes, that's totally why he goes for everything Christy goes for. It just convinced me to do a lot of things. Spark, you give that vaguely sexual undertones. I never thought I'd like anal, but lo and behold.
Hey, I mean, that's what everyone says before they get into anal.
Yeah, don't knock it till you tried it, right?
I don't think anyone is just like, I'm pretty sure I'll really be into that. You just got to go for it one day. You look at a zucchini long enough, and it's just like...
Or toothbrush.
Oh, God.
Start small, man. Work your way. Can't say I've felt the urge.
Let's see. All right, you know what? The shield.
You're really determined to make the shield work for you.
I mean, once you get the chaos aspect, it is fairly good. But the regular aspect, the shield kind of stinks. And the thing is, I try to play like every game. I try to play it quickly. If you take your time, the shield is great.
Okay.
Because every move, well, not the regular attack, but like the charging. Let's see. Yeah, holding the attack button to charge, you're invincible. Your front is invincible during that. So stuff could be happening, and this is like a great guard.
Yeah,
but
I can see that.
I don't like playing like that.
Sparks, my parents grew zucchini. You do not want to start with those baseball bats. Yeah, no, we grew zucchini at my house too.
You know what? I remember that was a whole thing. Like I'm sure there was like market days or something in Napoleon. But
oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember someone grew zucchini, and my parents would bring it home a lot, like fresh zucchini, and we would make fried zucchini a lot of the time.
Ooh, there you go.
Very tasty.
It's amazing how much better vegetables taste as soon as you deep fry them.
Oh yeah, weird.
And don't get me wrong, I love my veggies, but I don't know, I think the squash family in general, I'm kind of about.
Yeah. For the most part, I am too.
But I mean, as an ingredient, or when you deep fry them, suddenly they become delicious.
Squash is just a little too soft for me.
Yeah, I know. I like my vegetables to have some bite if I'm going to eat them like raw or like as a main.
Yeah, I want it to have some
texture.
Yeah, and it's just too much water in them.
Yeah, that's why I like peppers so much, I think.
Yeah,
I can easily just stir up some peppers and olive oil over a low simmer and just go to town.
That's the thing. Like, everyone thinks you're good at cooking if you just like heat up some peppers, garlic, and butter.
And the shitty thing is that so many people say like, I don't really do peppers, and then when they try a recipe that they love, what gives it the oomph? It's the peppers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'll fucking die on this hill.
You take the plus 30. You know what? I am going to be dash striking a lot with this thing, so yeah,
right.
we can do that.
Go wild, man. You do you.
Go wild with the shield. Ugh.
But yeah, if you do end up beating 7 Rebirth in the next month or so, please let me know, because I have some things to say.
Oh yeah, I will let you know, and that is not going to happen probably. Like, if I get a PS5 tomorrow...
Fine, I'll buy you a PS5.
I am working a lot. What sucks about having 2 jobs is even if I'm working like 50 hours a week, I am not getting any overtime.
Oh yeah, that does. Yeah, well, I hate to, first world problems here. But yeah, it totally sucks about a salary too, is it? No matter how many hours I work, the pay is always the same.
No, I get that. That's I would say in a just world it's a double-edged sword, but I imagine most people who are salaried end up working more than they should or get taken advantage of.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, like, I don't necessarily think I'm taken advantage of. It's more just like some weeks get way out of control and others, you know, I don't feel like I've earned my keep. So I'm always in a constant state of insecurity. It's nice.
That's nice.
It is. Even 10 years into my career. God,
right,
it'll be
even though it's
10
early.
years in less than a month.
Dude, that is
sucks.
insane.
I mean, not like the job sucks, just like time
old sucks.
and its passage sucks.
So like Google Photos, I don't even think has been around this long, but I have some photos on my phone just downloaded, and it's just continued to like transfer phone to phone, and I've never seen this before, but you know how you're like, you have a memory, look back 3 years ago, look back 5 years ago.
Oh look, it's Chris's ass.
It was, look at this from 20 years ago today. I'm like, excuse me?
No.
20
Stop
years
that
ago.
Shit.
And yeah, it's a prom picture of me.
Oh man, dude.
Looking very much like I'm looking down on people and with my tuxedo.
Oh man.
Still. Prom. And it's like, I kind of feel like that was almost more than 20 years ago. I don't know. If I'm third... No, I guess it was like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
What do I fucking want from this guy? You know what?
Sparks, I don't think I've ever asked you this. What do you do? You said you have 2 jobs, but what are your jobs? He does have a lot of pictures of my ass on his phone, just for play the hits canon.
Just
Hey, I'm gonna duck out for 2 seconds. I just heard something like as though something fell off a shelf. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. This is me by myself. I could do this. Ooh. Help wow, that was quick.
Should be useful.
Well, only one way to go.
The gods.
More Hangover is always good. One of my favorites. Little curse.
And I'm back.
Hey. Play the Hits was in good hands for the minute you were gone.
Sweet. So you want to know what the loud bang was?
What was it?
So I go looking for Sarah, because like I didn't see anything on the floor. I was like, oh crap, did someone get hurt? And I'm looking for her. She's in the bathroom. She comes out, and as I'm looking for her, I go, honey, is everything okay? And I trip over the Roomba, which died in the middle of the floor, and I go flying, and she goes, yeah, I did that exact thing.
That's funny. Fucking Roomba.
You know, the Roomba's a great
like,
tool for, like, lazy people like myself, but sometimes it's just stupid. It does not do what you need it to do, and it will, like, get confused and lost in the most random places.
That's the thing. It's like, and you think it learns the routes, like, after months. That it's just like you're doing the same exact thing, but
except there's like something that only its robot eye can see, and it gets tripped up over it for some reason.
It'll get tripped up, or it'll be like 5 days in a row. It'll skip entire rooms, and it's just like, okay, I heard it can change its route if it senses things are already pretty clean.
Yeah.
Or it'll spend more time if something's like a little extra dirty.
I'm thinking ours is not that smart. Maybe I need to invest in one of the smarter Roombas.
I mean, this is
yeah,
great
Sparks,
for
it is doing its best. You know, the funny thing is I get irrationally mad at it as though it has, like, a will and it's being defiant. But, like, when it just can't find its way out of a room, I get, like, legit pissed at it.
I mean, it's just cute enough that you can imbue some personality to it. and that person is an idiot.
Let's see, I'm looking at the chat here. Sparks, you never answered the question. What do you do for a living, if you don't mind sharing?
Really do mind.
Okay, yeah, you're kicking some ass with the shield, I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's... Right now, it's not bad. Also, Poseidon's thing as putting it on my what do you call it? Was not a bad idea. On the what the hell, cast? That's what you
Oh
call
yeah, yeah. I swear on
it.
Poseidon.
Money. Yeah, he's not
especially
bad.
with the spear. Just like slamming enemies into walls from a distance.
I feel like almost every other god is better. Except I'm not the biggest Zeus fan, even though Zeus can be fucking awesome. Oh, you know what? No, I take it all back. It's what's her name? Fucking goddess of love and everything.
Hera?
No,
Eros?
it's a daughter of Zeus. Not a wife.
Slaughterella?
It's not Persephone. What the hell?
No?
It's oh jeez.
Oh,
Arts and
Sparks,
everything.
while you're thinking of that, Max, to answer your question, I'm an admin for a kitchen refacing company Monday to Friday at a hotel front desk on weekends, and volunteering at a library secondhand bookstore whenever I have free time. Oh, those are all
sweet.
worthy.
Sorry, for some reason, when you started saying that, I thought you were just lying about your job, Chris. I'm like, what?
Like, you're full of
I thought
shit,
that was gonna
Chris.
go. I thought that was gonna go a Happy House Hunter.
Right.
Happy House Hunter. That could be the next DLC. I don't need any of this.
So this is gonna sound bad. I don't know what a kitchen refacing company is. I can picture like kitchen remodeling or selling equipment, but I'm not sure if I'm even in the ballpark.
My guess is kitchen remodeling, but I'll let them explain that.
Yeah.
So much. Some of my favorite power-ups are things that just melt armor. Armor's the worst. It's the
Sparks asked, do you mean Aphrodite, Max?
Yes, I do mean
Aphrodite. There we go.
Jeez. We're fucking stupid. Yeah, Aphrodite's the worst. There is
She is
something
the
about
worst.
her cast. Oh no, it's her call. If you, restore up to 100 hearts. I mean, it's just gonna restore 5 hearts, even if I get hurt.
Well, it'll probably also restore all the hearts that you lose trying to restore those 5 hearts.
Yeah.
So you can just go hog wild here. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Either way, you're
There's
getting
no-
a full heal.
There's no. Very
There's
small
no-
benefit, but
no
there's no
consequences.
disadvantage.
Fuck you, Uncle Ben. There's a
Well, I didn't get
conversation
hurt.
we've never had.
What's that?
Max, who's your favorite Spider-Man?
Thank you, Father.
I mean, I was like, I could only think of the two. It's like, no, there's Ben Reilly, and there's a million others with the Spider-Verse. Do I? No, I'm not gonna do Chaos again because I got freaking.
Okay, let me
this
rephrase
year.
it. We can approach this conversation in 2 prongs. Let's start off with who's your favorite Spider-Man actor before we get into who's your favorite, like, in-universe Spider-Man.
You know, it really is. I can't think of names tonight, dude. I don't know.
I
if
mean,
I've
really,
given
in the
an answer
movies, you've
yet,
got
but-
Tobey, Andrew, and Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay, Tom Holland's
Yeah.
your favorite?
Yeah, Tom
I like
Holland.
Tom.
It kind of goes backwards. Tom Holland followed by, and that's the thing is like Tobey Maguire is great,
Mm-hmm.
but there's Andrew Garfield. I didn't used to like at all. He's definitely. Oh, he already did give me a gift. He's grown on me.
Garfield got the shaft, man.
He really did.
I
Yeah, it sucks.
loved his Spider-Man.
His
I
Spider-Man
hated
was
one of
cool.
his Spider-Man
The-
movies.
Yeah, I mean the first one was good. It was
I really kind of liked it. I liked the more like grounded feel of it.
Yeah.
There were parts of it like Spider-Man in Garfield's universe seemed so like vulnerable.
Yeah.
And not like emotionally,
Yeah.
even though there was more of a emphasis on like the romance, but like he got hurt a lot and like could
Yeah.
not like keep up with the lizard until the very end. Like that was good.
Yeah.
And like the kind of grounded way that he was swinging, like they tried to base it off of sort of real world physics and everything, and I really dug that
really?
actually.
Okay.
That was kind of a cool take.
All right. Do I want Hermes or do I think I'm going to go with Dionysus again.
Okay. Sparks continues, the company replaces cabinet doors and puts laminate veneer over the outside of the existing cabinets rather than... Oh, okay, cool. So not like full remodels, just like touch-ups and upgrades. That's nice.
I had to ask.
Yeah,
Every
we're gonna go
time
with
that
Dionysus.
In my career, like I feel
Should save my coin.
overwhelmed or like I see some political bullshit, I always say that I'm just going to quit and work in a bookstore.
I mean, that would be great.
It would if I could
I
get
have-
full benefits out of a bookstore.
If you could, I don't know, would you want to own a bookstore or would you just want to?
See, I have no business
position
acumen.
in
I
it?
couldn't own anything.
Okay.
And that's the problem. I would need to be like a manager or a,
How about another?
you know, ideally what I'd love to do, and this isn't a job, but my ideal would be guy who walks around recommending stuff to people who don't know what to read.
I mean, you would be really good at that particular job, for sure.
If there were any place in the world that needed that as a job,
Oh, this is happening.
and there weren't a million
quicker than I
hipsters
thought.
lined up to do it. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Meg? Meg?
Must be one of Meg's sisters. Nice to finally meet you.
I thought they
My name is Agnes.
I thought they ganged up on me the
No,
first
no,
time.
Definitely not.
No, you know what? Yeah, this is definitely going differently than my first playthrough. I think
Uh-huh.
it's just like depending on how bad you are or how far you make it the first few
Look, I've done
times.
some things that maybe
things
aren't
kinda
right,
play out a
but
little
I'm
differently.
Very sure I haven't murdered anyone. Oh, that's the only word she knows.
Yeah, she's not too bad. The other one's the worst one. That has basically like the Ares looking boobs. She stays in a small area, which is like not too bad. I could avoid her.
Oh yeah, you're curb stomping her so far. Damn. I can't tell if you're just pissed or...
Got that hangover. Ow. Okay, she got me.
for 4 damage. Uh-oh. Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay, I've done this fight. It's just been a while since I've played this consistently.
Shield is good for bosses.
I do seem to remember the one time that I did try to make good use of the shield. I just murdered the Leviathan. Sparks, that sounds like what a lot of the volunteers in the library store do. The ones that don't avoid people like the plague. Okay, yeah. See, I don't mind talking to people about books.
Oh, now she's getting me a little bit.
Yeah, she is. Holy crap. I never should have been confident in you. There we go. Murder?
That's one way to prove I'm innocent.
Yeah.
One way to prove I'm innocent, by committing a murder.
Like killing you. Alright. I only got 50 health anyway. This will be good.
Need some pitas.
What I was actually looking for with Dionysus was that whole fountain restores all health and you get stronger.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is
That's a good one.
great little boon.
All my keepsakes are here.
Let's see. What's this one again? Wow, at 35% less. That's dumb. That's a dumb keepsake.
Oh, man. So thinking about my job has got me thinking about, like, the latest thing that made me just want to, like, throw in the towel and not do what I do anymore.
Yeah?
And it always has to do with when I
Go with that.
am forced to deal with, like, people who believe that the church should be an acting arm of MAGA.
Yeah.
Have you seen the latest trend out of the MAGA sphere?
Maybe.
So,
What are you saying?
if you've been following Trump's court case at all, that you know that he suffers severely with incontinence, right?
I've heard he's been very gassy, yes.
Yeah. And the right has seen how much this disgusts Democrats. Not because that there's anything shameful about getting old and like losing control of some of your bodily functions, but that he is such a liar and makes fun of people for that exact thing.
Yeah.
That, you know, we're like, we can't help but point out the hypocrisy and be like, you know, this is your golden god, right? Like the invincible, like Omni-Man, right? And he's in court shitting his pants, lying his ass off. So what the right has done is they've come to his rallies wearing adult diapers with T-shirts that, I kid you not, say "Real men wear diapers."
Wow.
Like, and
I don't.
and I had to do a deep dive into this because you hear that you automatically assume someone's trolling, right?
Yeah.
They're not trolling. They are not. It's like it's one of those sort of things where it's like, look how outrageous we can be to own the libs.
Yeah.
Like, does this disgust you? Are you such a pussy that you wouldn't wear a diaper for Donald? I mean, like, and that's how they're approaching it. Like,
I mean, there's that.
Yeah.
But then it's just like, at some point, you have to think some of these people are just like, you know what, this is a step too far.
But a lot of them aren't. Yeah, that's what the diaper thing is, Sparked. I thought it was some sort of infantilization king. No, it's literally them. And then there's other ones that say, you know, diapers over Dems. In other words, like, we'll worship Trump no matter what. It's still better than whatever it is we believe about Biden, right?
Stupid, but maybe makes a little more sense. Like,
yeah, well, and so they're like trying to roll it into the ultra toxic masculine image of Trump, which, I mean, when you think about that, like again, there is no shame in needing adult diapers at a certain age, right? Like, I mean, that's just part of life. We're all gonna go through it someday.
I mean, yeah, toxic masculinity is one thing, but it's like they're trying to change the definition of masculinity itself.
Right, exactly. And so to do that while simultaneously saying that somehow Trump is more of a man because he's shitting his pants in court. Like, I don't get it. I'm not seeing the A to B here, you know? Forgive me. But yeah, like it's a real thing, and I had to look it up because I could swear, like, I almost thought it was like a Daily Show prank, you know, where like someone on Comedy Central had infiltrated Trump rallies and like convinced people to wear these T-shirts. Yeah. But that's not what it is. It's legitimately not what it is. But like, I thought it was just a giant troll.
I feel like every time I'm coming on, you're telling me about something that just sounds like a few years ago would have been fantasy.
Yeah, you know, like Stranger Than Fiction, right?
Like the fucking Hunter Biden fake court case is just.
Oh
nuts.
Yeah, well, that's right. We talked about that last time, didn't we? The Fox News TV show that was like basically just like wish fulfillment for the elderly, but they didn't call it that. They presented it as real, with like a, you know, like flash of a disclaimer saying this is fiction. This is what should be happening, and they were eating it up.
Fucking ridiculous.
You pissed off Poseidon, Max.
I did. I could never piss off Artemis.
Right, Sparks? Kudos for them for normalizing something this often. You know, because it's funny. Like, I guarantee you, if Trump himself didn't have to make use of them, he would be the first one, like, demonizing and, you know, belittling people who do have to wear adult diapers. Like, oh, look at Joe Biden, incontinent Joe, unable to control his sphincter. But I mean, that you can see that reality, right?
Oh my God,
that's
easy.
exactly what they would be doing if the shoe were on the other foot. But because it's Trump, diapers are suddenly like a badge of honor among American conservatism. Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Hey, Death Defy. Good for you. He came back to life. Good for him. Is that the line, or am I thinking of something else? Oh shit! Wow. I'm gonna assume you did that on purpose.
No, I've never been killed by a god before. That was a little weird. Just him in the background, just being like, "That's what you get. Go back to hell."
Right.
I thought the shield thing would protect me. The bull run. Apparently not.
Maybe it's only with like a certain Poseidon upgrade.
Hey, Hypnos, what would it take for you to let me through?
I mean, it was protecting me against everything else and projectiles and stuff, and also maybe I wasn't holding it long enough.
You know, every time I read Hypnos too quickly, I always see out of the corner of my eye Nymphos. that would make him such a more interesting character, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah. I'm sure that's one of the other. That's lesser gods in Hades somewhere.
All right, Nymphos.
Nymphos.
What's up, Zagreus? You want to fuck?
Contractor there is showing a while.
Not right now,
Oh,
Nymphos.
Nymphos.
You know I have places to be and things to do. All right, but next time you're here, we're gonna fuck.
People to fuck? Yeah.
All right, Nymphos. Suppose you've asked long enough. I do owe you a good fuck. That's right, you do.
Oh my god! Wow.
That should be a DLC
I got
character, and
the
I should
Diapers a little
absolutely
bit,
voice it.
I was gonna say like saying fucking with Zagreus's accents, a little like that.
Occupying yourself someplace else.
Who, by the way, is still not Ben Starr.
Which is nuts to me, and maybe that's just me being, I don't know, racist against English-speaking people. But
by the way, having now finished the DLC, and really kind of have wrapped up everything there is to do in 16, unless they, go against what they've said and add like one more thing, which I would be all for.
Yeah.
I gotta say, man, Clive is right up there with like Cecil or the best of the FF protagonists. He is so good.
That's good to hear.
If nothing else, even if like the kind of Game of Thrones aesthetic isn't for you, Clive is one of if not, jury's still out. I have to give it some time. Maybe the best hero in the series.
Oh wait, cost 25.
And yeah, Sparks, I love me some
keys.
Cecil.
Yes.
Could always use more keys.
Yeah, Cecil's awesome.
Cecil's great.
That's
I mean, like even though on the SNES you couldn't really develop a character in kind of the same ways that you can now. I mean, he was just such a solid like arc and story, and just kind of like I always love characters whose like dominant trait is emotional maturity, and
yeah,
and that's Cecil to a T.
But also just both of the characters.
And that's also Clive, by the way.
Kane and Cecil were very much like kind of dramatic. I guess Kane was a little more dramatic, but they were just like at the same time like adults, but also like confused children.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't want to disappoint Daddy Baron.
Yeah.
And Kane was a little bit like the older brother, where it's just like
right. Yes,
fun,
that's exactly the vibe. Well, and Cecil too, like he could have his moments of naivete where like he was the only person in the world that didn't see that Kane had a thing for Rosa.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why there was some tension between them.
Oh, for sure.
And
yeah, I kind of feel
really
like
explore that fully on the SNES. Or,
I was
mean,
just
if they
gonna
could
say,
have, they didn't.
I feel like they maybe explored that a little bit on the DS. I don't remember.
Much more so on the DS.
Where it's just like you kind of mix that. How much of they definitely hinted, and maybe a little bit on the SNES too, that it was easy to control Kane
because he wanted it. Yeah.
Yeah, because he wanted to be against Cecil.
Well, he wanted to have something Cecil didn't. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was true. You're right. There was like kind of, even though they were best friends, there was like that secret resentment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I thought that was, again, a really mature theme, especially when you consider that like we played this game as 7-year-olds.
Yeah. Life total.
But in the DS version, yeah, you're right. I do notice that more. And there's like that one line during the Mysidia burning where they, essentially come up with their plan to like go against the king, and Kane pledges his allegiance to Cecil, and he says, "I'm not doing it for you," right?
Yeah.
And Cecil just kind of lets it slide. He's like, "Okay, whatever that means."
That's probably no deeper meaning there. Oh, really? You're gonna put the extra darkness on something that I can't possibly unlock right now?
Oh, of course.
Cool. All right. Well, we're just going to.
You seem to be strongest with the bow, man. I don't know.
I do like the bow, but I don't have the
I need my bow.
the Charon aspect yet. How do I?
Yeah.
I think I just got to keep dying.
Go for broke on my spear, man.
Let's do the spear. Let's do the spear.
Always do spear. God, I love the spear.
And maybe if I get some, the spear has some of the best hammer upgrades in the game. Like if I get lucky with a hammer early on, we might be good. All right, let's try this again.
So Sparks made this comment a little bit ago, but she complimented like the words that I said about Cecil. Sparks, I didn't know that you were an FF era, or sorry, an SNES era FF fan. Are you eating chips?
Nerds. Those gummy clusters.
Dude, those Nerds gummy clusters, man, I could gain 10 pounds right fucking now
Fucking
if a bag
amazing.
of those were in the room. They're so fucking good. They're like they're like perfect. They're like sour and crunchy and chewy.
It's like the perfect. Ooh,
pure sugar.
Doom's good. I like Doom.
Okay, yeah.
Whee!
See how quickly things die with the spear, though?
Also, I do not have to get that close.
Nope.
And I did.
Yeah, and that's the other great thing about the spear. You can use it to, like, precision detonate booby traps.
Think you can stop me?
Might not. Well, maybe you could absolutely do it with the shield, but I feel like it's quicker
No,
with
it's
the spear.
easier with the spear for sure. Only thing is, I do not do that deadly this thing. Maybe you know what? When they're what do you call it? Coming onto the field. That's
Okay.
when I'll use it.
Okay,
Aside
Sparks
from
has
that,
my interest here, though, for a second. She says, I've been an FF fan for ages, but I didn't fall in love with 4 until more recently. Which version did you play, would be my question.
Oh yeah. There's so many good versions of. They're all good. They're all fantastic.
good. There hasn't been a weak rendition of... Like, the weakest one is maybe the PS1 version, because it didn't do anything with it except add load times. But even then, it was still good, because it was the first time in the United States that we got, like, a Japanese original hard mode version.
Yeah,
it was still easier than the Japanese original, but we had all the abilities back.
Yeah. And I mean the little cinematography, the things that they added, it was kind of cool to see. It was like the first time you saw a mono, but like in an FMV video.
Yeah, even though the CG was extremely rudimentary.
Yeah.
So my answer to that, for like setting the record straight here, if I could take the PSP gameplay, the DS translation and difficulty, and the pixel remaster graphics, I would be in heaven.
Yeah.
And you know the great thing is through modding,
you know what?
You can do most of that with the pixel remaster, but you can't mod in the extra dungeons, and I'm sure there's probably ways you can make it harder, but you can't like mod in like the augments and all that stuff.
Yeah, the DS version difficulty and extra like systems and items, fucking awesome. I loved it. It was, even though some of the enemy encounters, like you didn't get like here's 6 things on screen at once. It was always like maxed out at 2 or 3.
Right.
But some of the enemies were just fucking nuts because of that. It was.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I was gonna say.
Good.
Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say, like, I was thinking maybe the PSP version graphics I would prefer, but it's like, no, I do like the original graphics, and the pixel remaster just does that, but better.
I know. It's so
it is
good.
It is just beautiful.
But man, I love me that DS translation, and I love the augment system. Sparks writes, Honesty Hour. I haven't actually played any of them because I didn't have the systems until years later, but I've watched a dozen or so Let's Plays. In that case, Sparks, I would strongly recommend, even if it's just on like your mobile phone or whatever, pick up the pixel remasters and just like essentially they're the perfect way to experience them in like their most finger quotes pure form. Though some of the things that came after, especially with the GBA releases onward, were really good.
Yeah,
like some of those optional dungeons and bosses and things like that. That was good. And then like you said, the 3D remake for the DS, it almost made it a completely different game with the same story.
Yeah,
but not in a bad way.
The gameplay was very similar at first, but as you like kept playing it, they added more layers to it. They were
And you know,
I fuck with this.
To this day, like I still say in the DS version, Rosa is the most valuable character in perhaps the entire Final Fantasy series, because if you didn't have Rosa's buffs and if you don't put double cast on her, like you can't do the optional bosses.
Oh no, there's no way.
Because her buffs are so essential.
I did not find double cast in my first playthrough, and even just the final dungeon. I mean, it was probably supposed to be anyway, but blazingly difficult.
Oh yeah.
It was hard. And even like Zeramis, I was probably like over level 60 when I got to the end of the game. And do we have dash? No.
No. Well, and the wild thing about that is too, like, as good as Rosa is, you're almost meant to use Cecil as a supplement to Rosa, like for certain fights. Like if you're not using both of their white magic in tandem, you can screw yourself over.
Are you talking about the DS version?
Yeah.
Yeah, when it came to like buffs especially. Yeah. Buffs were really important in the DS version.
Oh, extremely. And like Cecil was good enough at white magic that he could be a pinch healer if Rosa needed to be totally occupied with
true. Yeah.
rebuilding buffs.
His magic was fairly strong, so even if I don't know if
they lowered his attack while boosting Kane's, and increased his healing dramatically. Like he was still overall an offensive character, but absolutely
the balance is a little
there were certain fights where like the intended strategy was to like knuckle down and create a fortress with him and Rosa, and then just like buff Kane until he's able to do big damage with jump. Like that's how I beat the Proto Babel boss fight.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like essentially I was only attacking with Kane and Rydia. Edge was like throwing out item after item, and Cecil and Rosa were just constantly rotating between healing and buffs.
It was you had to play the long game with that one.
You did.
And sometimes Edge would be able to throw something, but
like if there was nothing else for Edge to do, just like have him throw the Excalibur at it or something.
And all the
Sparks, they absolutely are on mobile. And the best thing is, I didn't buy the mobile versions originally because they had no controller support. But now, if they updated it like only like 2 or 3 months ago, and they all of a sudden do have controller support. So if you go buy like a Razer Kishi or something like that, you essentially have like a impromptu Steam Deck version of the game on your phone anytime you want it. It's awesome.
I did not realize that they did not have controller support.
That's why I never bought the mobile versions. They for the first 2 years that they existed, they did not have controller support. But then they updated the Steam versions to get like all of the console updates. And along with that, they updated the mobile versions to have both the console updates and controller support. Actually, right. Sparks, let me recommend even better to you. Go on Amazon and search up Anbernic. I don't know, like 353XX. If you search Anbernic, you're gonna find a multitude of different devices. Just find the one that's in your budget and like watch a few YouTube reviews to make sure it'll play the games you want. But man, Anbernic devices, they feel so premium, and they cost like 70 to, like, if you really want to splurge, $150. And they can play not only any game on the Android store, but they're just like bottomless emulators. I love my RG405M so much. And I'm almost thinking about repurchasing the Pixel remasters just to have them on that, because that is constantly in my work bag. And as I shared with you, Max, the only thing that I dislike about them is I still don't know how anybody uses the Android operating system.
No. Oh, come on. Android's awesome.
It's so... Dude, it takes me 20 minutes to go into the menu and get it to connect to Wi-Fi. Like, I don't know how you people deal with this.
That's how I am with Apple. Because my what do you call it? Residential job uses Apple phones.
Yes, I can,
and
Sparks.
I can't do it. It's so tough. I feel like I'm 50 years old every single time. It's like, how do you do things with this? Wow, I have no money.
I have no money.
And I do have the Chthonic purse. What did I spend all my money on? Whatever. Yeah, let's just get this over with. By the way, Sparks, if you do search for Anbernic, the spelling, I think it ends in Q. Isn't it like NIQ or something? Oh, her. Damn it.
Maybe I'm spelling it wrong. I'm spelling it ANBERIC. Oh, and I forgot an N.
Okay, no, you're probably right then.
Nick.
You must be one of Megara's lovely sisters.
Nope, not Andbernick. Thank you, autocorrect.
For what exactly?
Wow. Androids are actually usable. Okay, then the one that I have is a very poor first impression of Android. Well, and okay, so let me clarify too. It is an Android device, but I put a front end on it called Garlic OS, which is a custom firmware that essentially turns the Anbernic from an Android platform to like a little console clone. And so even though like the skeleton is still Android, like the front end and everything is essentially its own custom console, and it looks amazing. And it's so easy to navigate. You can leave it as a default Android device, which means that it's a little hard to navigate your games. And I don't mean hard, it just doesn't look as nice and it's not as intuitive. But yeah, so like whenever I have to dig into the Android settings, they are super slow and like, again, probably because I'm so used to Apple, like they don't make sense to me. You know, for you saying that she's the hardest of the three, you're really curb stomping her.
I am so glad I got the Extendo Reach with the spear.
Extendo Reach.
It is
Go
really
gadget
helping.
Spear. Damn.
And Doom helps too.
You fucked her up, man.
Yeah, not getting close to her is really nice.
I don't like her very much.
Neither do I.
So I'm gonna go on one of my Apple rants. I'm sorry. Like I know Apple has some practices that are transparently anti-consumerist, and I hate them for it. But like, I am so dependent on their ecosystem for my work, and just like their ease of use that like I could never go back.
No, I get you. That's that's how most people I think with Apple are, and I'm not saying everyone would switch from Apple if they weren't dependent on it, because a lot of people really like how Apple functions and operates and stuff too, you know?
Yeah.
And there's a lot to be said when it comes to developers, you know, play friendly with Apple. They only have to develop apps
because
for
they're
like
so
a few
successful.
phones.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's where the money is.
Successful
I get
in the
that
US,
that's a large part of their
big
success
market.
is just like the sheer amount of money that's behind everything they do. But yeah.
Yeah.
For me though, it's just like I've been in instances where you know, I've left my phone at home, but it's okay because my laptop shares everything with my phone and I can message and make calls from my laptop now. I've left my charger sitting on my desk, but that's okay because the laptop has like a 48-hour battery life. And you know, it's wild to me that like, you know, just these functions that 10 years ago I would not have given a shit about. It would have been just like, what's the most affordable but powerful graphics card I can get. Like for my laptop, I just don't care. I only use it for work. And so like something with just like an obscene amount of battery life, interconnectivity, and like the fact that like I open the lid and like I don't even see the boot screen, it's just ready to go. Like I love their design philosophy and the Apple Silicon chips. They are incredible for work.
the new what are they called? M chips? M2,
yeah, the
M3?
M series. So right now, well, actually, it's kind of funny. Well, not funny. My father passed away, but I inherited his M2 MacBook Air, and what I did with that was I started using that, and I gave Sarah my M1 MacBook Pro, and about 3 months into using the Air. Even though I liked how light and portable it was, I realized I really do need those extra ports. Like I need an HDMI, I need an SD card reader, I need USB.
Oh, the Air doesn't have the HDMI?
No, it only has two USB-C ports. Which you know, for most things is okay, but like USB flash drives are still uncommon. And like even if you have one, it's a fair bet that the desktop that you plug it into doesn't have one. So anyways, long story short, I traded it in, and the other nice thing about MacBooks is they retain their value a little better than Windows-based
Like
laptops. So
Yeah,
I
for
got
sure.
an $800 trade-in value for this thing, and just upgraded to an M3 Mac Pro.
The M2 one.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that's pretty nice.
yeah, $800 off a brand spanking new laptop.
Yeah,
And so,
considering if you ever see an Apple thing on sale, which you usually won't, it'll be like $100, $200 off
yeah.
at most.
Sparks, I will say to your comment, I absolutely avoided Apple like the plague all throughout college because of how obtuse and incomprehensible their file structure was. I think since 2015 or so, they've completely changed that, though.
Refreshing.
But like file navigation is pretty much essentially as easy as it is on Windows.
Yeah, I think
It looks a little different, but it's just cosmetic.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It looks a little different. I think I could get around the Mac OS pretty easily.
Oh yeah,
with a
that's the
little
thing that
practice.
surprised me. By the time that I did give Mac OS a shot, because it was recommended to me by someone whose work expertise I trust,
Yeah.
I was really surprised at how easy of a transition from Windows to Apple, and really back and forth, because my home PC, of course, is still Windows. Well, like there's really, other than, like I said, the cosmetic differences in like the taskbar and things like that, there's nothing that's gonna stump anybody who has like basic computer literacy.
Yeah. Oh, there
But yeah,
it is. My
you're
favorite
right,
dash in the
Sparks.
game.
They used to hide application files, and it was super like walled garden approach. Like, you can see what Apple needs you to see. They've backed off from that, at least in their laptops, quite a bit. Cell phones, as we've seen, are still the opposite. Like, I don't know if you read
Yeah.
recently, but they just, like, less than a month ago, allowed for the
Settled.
first emulators to be allowed on the
yeah.
App Store.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is actually
That-
kind of cool and a little bit
It is,
frustrating, because
and
I just got the Anbernic, and all of a sudden it's looking like my iPhone is going to be a pretty viable emulator in the near future.
Yeah. I mean, something, again, like you said, something you always have with you.
I
something that's
did
pretty small.
actually download the most popular emulator on the App Store and put all of my SNES games on it, and
Nice.
lo and behold, it runs perfectly.
That's awesome.
It actually is awesome, because like, if for whatever, like, I can't imagine a situation where I would be without my Anbernic because of how portable it is.
Yeah.
But like, if I was ever just like caught off guard, or something that does happen to me fairly frequently, I'm stuck in like a hospital waiting room for like an hour, and
Yeah.
all I have is my phone, all of a sudden I can play through some Chrono Trigger on it. It's nice.
Yeah. I am pretty surprised that they
Super
allowed
Metroid.
that. Like, what do you call it? Emulators on app stores in general, I am a little still surprised that it just happens. Google is like, okay, I get it. I am like, all right, the emulators aren't illegal, but what do you think people are using this for? And it's probably
right.
just something that they don't care, and they
You
just
know,
want to open it up a little
I
bit.
have to imagine that, like, for PS1 on down, it's really like, yes, you shouldn't download
Something I need.
ROMs illegally and have games that you've never purchased. But for one thing, I have purchased like 90% of the games that I've downloaded. And two, if they were available in stores for me to give the original developers some of my money,
Yeah.
I'd do it, but they're not.
They're not.
But
No.
like, where the fuck are you gonna find Threads of Fate on sale from Square Enix anymore? I mean,
Yeah, that's
it's kind of
Some of the
silly,
stuff just
and
isn't
Nintendo
available.
really seems to be the only ones that are really gung ho about prosecuting because of how tightly they control their IPs. But Sparks, you played Threads of Fate? Holy shit, that was such a
Sparks is
like
full
an
of
obscure,
surprises.
like that was the most obscure title I could call to mind. I love Threads of Fate. Okay, but yeah, I mean, you get my point. Like, yes, they're finger quote illegal, but it's kind of like how when you're driving 5 to 8 miles over the speed limit, no sane cop is going to pull you over.
You would hope, yeah.
Because, like, there's keeping pace with traffic, and then there's, like, destructive driving, and they're not the same thing.
Wow, those boons from the Well of Charon really coming in handy.
Dude, the funny thing about Threads of Fate, like, it's funny to hear someone call it an early Square game, because it was one of those ones that was, like, on the PS1 when it first came out, it's like, ooh, I should really play this. This kind of looks like 3D Secret of Mana. And I never did until, like, I got a digital version of it on the PSP store. And it was a really good game, but I didn't play it until, like, over a decade after it released. And so for me, I think of that as, like, modern Square.
What did it come out on?
PS1.
Okay.
You might remember it. It kind of looks like a Mana game, and you get, like, your choice between a male and female protagonist, and yeah.
I'll look it up. Oh, why didn't I give her...
His sword looks like a giant guitar.
Your father used to use that, didn't he? A bit ornate for hunting.
Oh, you played it on the PS1, Sparks. That's awesome. Oh, by the way, side note, the Anbernic 405 that I have, it is the perfect PS1 emulator. For two reasons. One, the buttons and the controls feel just right. But then two, the aspect ratio of that particular model is 4:3, so you don't get the black bars on the left and right. It's not a widescreen device. It's made to play 4:3 aspect ratio games. So like when you're playing the PS1, the N64, the SNES, they fill the whole screen and it looks so good.
Do you, with the Anbernic, you play with the controller, just the controls on the system itself, right?
Correct. It is a touchscreen, so like when you get to the Android stuff, you can navigate with touchscreen. But like to navigate like RetroArch and everything, yeah, it's just a standard like Nintendo layout controller.
Yeah, you can with. Does it have Bluetooth? Like I'm assuming you can. Yeah, I don't know the Sphere.
You're on fire, man.
I am just able to like keep my distance.
See what I mean? That's the Spear. That's the power of the Spear.
And I got the reflecty dash.
Yep,
my favorite
you're
dash
unstoppable now.
Alright, gonna do it
Sorry,
again.
go on. You were talking about.
Oh no, you can connect Bluetooth, like, which I know most of the time you're not gonna do because the whole point of having it is the portability aspect.
Right.
But you can connect controllers, I'm assuming, right?
You absolutely can. Though, here's the only weakness about the 405M that may make you consider a different Anbernic device. It does not have an HDMI port.
Okay.
But a lot of them do.
Which, again, I got my Steam Deck. Like,
exactly, yep. And honestly, if you want to play emulation on your TV, you also have a PC, so...
That's true, yeah.
But you know, it's kind of funny, like how you can very easily develop a use case for each of these devices. You know, like your PC for just raw processing power and like playing the latest games, the Steam Deck for having like your entire Steam library on the go, and then something like the Anbernic for like an all-in-one retro portable. Like if you want to take like your entire PS1 on down. Or actually, Dreamcast on down. It runs Dreamcast perfectly, which is amazing.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were telling me that.
But you just want to take those on vacation to lay by the beach and chill with some classic games. There is nothing better than the Anbernic because you don't have like a heavy, big device that needs charged every couple of hours.
Yeah.
Should I take the trade?
What should your Anbernic cost?
Well, so I got it as a birthday present, but I saw the Amazon purchase, and it was $150.
Okay.
So it is one of the higher end. But the nice thing about Anbernic is they are a Chinese developer, which means that they're releasing new devices every, like, 2 months. So, like, if you were to look it up now, probably, like, 100 to 120.
Okay. Yeah, that's not bad at all.
No. And in fact, like, the handheld market ever since the Steam Deck came out has gotten super competitive. So, like, there's another, like, Anbernick's main competition is a brand called Ioneo. And they released something called the Odin, which kind of looks like a smaller Steam Deck.
Yeah,
but it's,
I know the Odin.
Okay, so it's major horsepower, but it's designed, like, they put that horsepower to use, emulating, like, PS2 on down. Whereas the 405M, the Anbernick that I have, is plenty powerful, but it can play maybe a half of the PS2 library functionally. It can technically run just about any game from the PS2, but like you're gonna have major slowdown and frame skips, and some games are just not fun to play on it.
Yeah.
But the games that I care about, which truthfully are things like, you know, the Final Fantasy games, Devil May Cry, Metal Gear, they actually run really, really well.
Oh, okay.
So I consider that a win. Because, like, the only PS2 games that I realistically would play on it all run pretty darn well.
That's cool. Also, I'm kind of surprised something like Devil May Cry, for instance. It's like, huh. Okay.
I should clarify, Devil May Cry 1, which was an early PS2 game.
Okay.
Devil May Cry 3, I think you can tweak the settings, but it has some pretty substantial slowdown at some parts.
Charging your spin makes you sturdy and pulse 40 damage.
The other thing that really shocked me, and I think I shared with you about this, is that, like, the Dreamcast is, like, 1-to-1 perfect. Like, no slowdown, no issues, no glitches, no control problems because they didn't have pressure-sensitive buttons or anything like that. It's just flawless.
That's cool.
So like,
there's a lot of good games on Dreamcast.
I know, and like I've been jonesing for like some Dreamcast lately, and so well, I mentioned the other day like how because of this device and because of other things, like I kind of have decision paralysis.
Yeah.
I've forced myself to play games and like not just be paralyzed like scrolling through menus. But the funny thing is though, I'm playing like 6 or 7 games at the same time. And like at least 3 of them are big RPGs, so I'm making very little progress in any of them.
What are you playing? I mean, you got Xenogears.
Yep, I got Xenogears right now, FF10. I'm still doing Persona 3. Like, I'm stupid.
No. Maybe a little bit. I mean, this year, there's been just a lot of RPGs that have come out really early. And then, yeah, to have, like, fucking Xenogears on top of that.
Yeah. Ooh, Sparks, I'll remember that. Okay, that would be a really fun, obscure one that I could probably introduce you to, Max. We should do a Threads of Fate stream at some point.
Okay. Ugh, excuse me.
That would be fun.
You know how that is. Well, see ya.
Okay. I'm just gonna... Kirby stuff, also, I'm like, I could take it or leave it, so I'm just gonna work on the fates, basically.
For a second there, I thought you said Kirby.
Kirby?
As in, like, the pink
That would
blob.
work, yeah. More Artemis. Let's see.
Why not?
After you cast or hit with an attacker spell. Oh, yes!
Oh, that's actually really good, yeah. That's a
love
really good one.
Fire.
You do not need health right now.
That's better.
You can always have more health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's go with Ares.
Regards to Hermes.
Alright, not doing so bad this time.
Yeah, dude.
Hey!
Oh, sweet. There's the bull. This will
He's not
get
too
you
bad by himself.
in the zone for this boss fight, which is still my most hated fight in the game.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
Agreed.
Like, the two of them are just such assholes.
So, excuse me.
Yeah, I don't think either of them by themselves is like that bad.
Oh no,
It's
like
just,
either of them
that
by
perfect
themselves would be
combo.
such an easy fight, but together for some reason they just piss me right off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he's constantly doing that while the other one's just like lobbing projectiles at you, and it's like impossible to stay on top of both. You are going to take damage in that one.
Let's see if I can do this without... It's that move that's going to hurt me eventually.
Yep.
I'm going to see if I can do this without getting hurt.
So
I
far,
only have
so
to
good.
get him to half health. And to not... no.
Aw, you suck.
Wow. I mean, I know there's some deceptive range on that, but I think I'm getting out of there in time. But I guess not. Ooh. Now
like
part
the
of me
game
just
is
wants
cheating.
to. No, now part of me just wants to. Oh.
Yeah, now you just want to like tank him just to prove that you can.
I thought it was half health. I had to get him to,
Respect your strength, short one.
but apparently it's almost dead.
Until such time.
Don't let him leave, Zagreus. Kill him. Kill him. Kind of seems like
I
you
think
weren't
if
given
you-
that choice.
If you fight him during your run before you get to both of them, I think he has a little bit less health.
Yes, I think so.
But a little bit. Your next deals more damage. You're doom. Oh yes.
Ooh, okay.
All right.
I do like this area of the game though, because like the buffs that you start to get like really begin to add up,
Oh yeah.
and like you can really build like some custom just like passive damage. Ooh, nice. Got a hero.
Yeah, I'm so glad I got some like enemies drop shit. Oh, chaos. I don't think I want chaos this late in the game though.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna mess me up.
yeah, it can really throw you off if you get like a bad draw.
Money. All right. Let's see. What do we got?
Oh, you're going for it. Okay.
Well, I'm just gonna do.
Oh, Karen. Never mind.
Gain 25 for a blood price. No. Get a random item. Word. Yeah.
What do I get?
Okay. Trove tracker.
Trove tracker.
What's that one?
I don't know. Ensure an eternal will spawn ahead. Okay.
Oh, okay. So is that like one of the like things where you can fight enemies to restore some health?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is like if it's darkness or gems, that's cool.
So this one makes like your first attack a big one.
Yeah. I'm not thrilled. Ooh. Here we go. Yeah, I would definitely not do fucking chaos because this is like some of the best shit in the game right here.
Yeah.
Amid Elysium's moss-covered chambers, carved of stone, stand untold numbers of eternal monuments in tribute to the greatest heroes which mortality can offer, there to honor them in life as well as death.
This place is near as gloomy as the house.
Gloomy as the house.
Go on, stranger. Plenty more shades looking to fight with you out there.
That you, Jesus?
Through. May I ask your name, sir?
Hello, I am Jesus of Nazareth.
I'm
Great God. What?
Names are there to be forgotten,
remix.
stranger.
Divine remix.
Journey. But just
Oh,
in case
God.
we don't. Here, why don't you take this?
Okay, have I used any Death Defiance? I don't think so.
No, you haven't in this run.
So, I could have, but what do we got? For the night, you restore 30% when you enter a chamber. Let's do that. Your attack deals 60%. I mean, both of these are so good.
Yeah,
We'll
they
do the
are.
Hydrolite Gold, though.
Thanks for this.
And where we got?
Sweet.
Keys? I need more keys. Give me that 35
Could this
health.
be the run?
Maybe.
I mean, you're doing pretty damn good.
I mean, yeah, the spears really
Only
carrying
someone
its
had
weight
told you.
today.
Damn, they're dropping heroes too, like candy.
Yeah, the frickin', what do you call it? The Well of Charon back in the lava fields that I don't remember the names of.
Yeah.
Because I had that, they are like double the encounter, so it's just like, oh, they'll drop food for the next 12 rooms. It's
Sweet.
like, okay, cool. And so I still have 2 casts. Alright.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, we'll get both of them for sure. Also, where's my trove? There it is.
There
There's
she
supposed to
goes.
be a trove in here. Oh yeah, we're gonna go for the money.
Like I was promised a trove.
I was
I drove the
This is filing a complaint with the manager. Right here in the paperwork it says trove, but I don't see a trove. Hey, can we get a trove out here, please?
Turns out beggars can be choosers.
Right.
It's really getting in the way of my escape attempt here.
Hey, $82.
Alright, let's go for it.
Zeus bucks.
Also, I think pissing off Athena, she doesn't really attack you, but it makes it really annoying.
Yeah.
So maybe I will go for her this time. Alright, traps, who cares? I mean, that can be nice in the last place where it's just traps everywhere.
That's true.
But you deflect, also make foes exposed. I don't really care about exposed, but sure.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You really missed an easy
What the
shot,
fuck, Max?
Mm-hmm.
I will not. You'll see.
Why are gods so jealous? It's just like a thing.
It was a simpler time, full of vindictive gods.
Oh, she sucks!
Yeah, she's not happy with you, man. Oh God.
Bruh!
That's what she
God.
wants you to say. Damn right. Oh God.
I'll leave that food for now.
I love the image of Zagreus just like devouring these heroes while he's like, he's sprinting across the battlefield, throwing up but eating at the same time. What hit you? Damn. Like a quarter of your health.
Yeah. And where'd all the food go?
I didn't even see you get hit though.
Yeah, it's probably her.
So you survived. So what? Here, why not take a boon?
Here, why not take a
See,
boon?
she's not even like everyone else is just like, you know what? I got all the murder out of my system. Ooh.
Oh shit.
Two extra? Yes, please. Boom.
Yeah, you're right. On second thought, I love you. She was like, fuck off. I won't forget this.
Alright, what do we got? To drop for 3 encounters?
You're kind of
Sure.
flush with cash right now too. That's nice.
+1? Oh my gosh. So how many cats am I gonna have right now?
Don't put your hands in other people's troves without asking. That's rude.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be really disappointed if you die on this one because you're stacked right now.
You know what? Yeah, I'll save my money. Save it for the last place. Sweet.
In the name of
Sweet.
Hades.
In the name of Satan, I mean Hades.
Critical effects even do more damage to armor? Sure.
Oh, okay.
Alright. Let's get some fucking ambrosia.
The only thing that I can see as being like a detriment to you is that your health seems a little bit low.
The fiend returns to challenge us.
Yeah, that's true.
Despite having experienced
Let's see.
But you've made it
Who
work
do I
so
wanna-
far. Yeah, fuck you.
I'm gonna
Theseus.
take down the bull first because I feel like when I see him readying his spear, I can dash out of the way.
Yeah, I always do the same thing. Like once the bull's taken down, Theseus isn't so bad.
No, because he's slow,
He is.
and with the spear, I can just kind of snipe it.
Exactly. And the bull though is just oppressive.
Yeah.
And you've just practiced against him.
Let's fucking go.
You
There's
give up on
all right.
another one. Words you
Every time I hear this song.
Man, I have infinite casts. I feel like.
Yeah. It's just casting spells. Damn. The bull's like, why? Why do I feel such pain? So speaking of FF10,
You'll do
the
that
version that I'm playing is the Steam version, which is really just the HD remaster. But they give you some cheats, which I'm unashamedly taking advantage of, like
yeah.
maxing
I mean,
out
why-
the sphere grid as I go along.
Yeah. Like, how many times have we beaten this game?
Oh, so many times. Like I've played FF10 a lot.
I love FF, and yeah, FF10 is the one that you can put so many hours into.
Like the end game content for that is so over the top.
Yeah, I love it.
It is good, but it's so time consuming. I've never really done it. So this
Yeah.
is going to be like the first time where I take on the Dark Aeons and Penance.
Oh, I love. Yeah, that shit is so fun.
And I think it's going to be a lot more fun for me not having to grind for 200 plus hours.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the monster arena and everything, and then doing the Dark Aeons, the post game. Okay, I thought I died for a second.
My goal, yo, dude, you're kicking ass. My goal isn't like to make myself invincible, but essentially just to like get what I need, and without having to sacrifice days of time to do it.
Yeah, it is a lot of like just grinding and doing the same things. And
is it just me, or is Theseus trying to like crawl away from you?
A little bit. Oh my gosh, but it's just making the back attacks that much better.
I changed my mind.
I'm a coward.
Sir. He starts
He's
calling
gonna
you
call
sir.
on.
Oh, here we go. Now he's getting serious. Doesn't matter.
I love the freaking invincibility. Oh, dash.
Oh, shite. That's alright. Actually, that didn't do as much to you as I would have guessed. There we go.
Oh.
Oh, wait, what? What even hit you?
He threw a spear at me when those things were surrounding me.
Oh, that
so
sucks.
It was a good play on his.
It's okay. You've got Death Defiance. Just don't fuck it up. I'm going to stop talking for a second.
No, it's okay. He's throwing those spears when I'm getting surrounded, which is good on his part.
You know, the best thing you can do when he does that is stay in the middle of the arena so that you can dash away in any direction.
Oh, yeah.
If you can.
But it also doesn't go through these things. So
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, but I didn't, if you get there fast enough, I still have another Death Defiance.
You do.
But
Well, you had.
I did, yeah.
Maybe killing the bull first wasn't such a good idea. Are you quite afraid?
Oh, it went. Okay, it just goes through that.
Shit.
Good to know.
Now we know. We still got him. Nice.
Yeah.
Nurg! No! Nurg! That'll teach him. That'll teach him to kill me twice.
My fan. There he is.
Zagreus is trying to play it off like he's not hurt really bad. Like, yeah, it was awesome. He's gonna go behind that bush there and puke.
I don't get to say anything. Not yet.
Oh, man. Right. I think we need to do it next time on Play the Hits.
I think we do. It's,
But hey, you got further than you've gotten before, so this is good.
Yeah. Next time we, this is actually probably the most fun part of the game, honestly.
Yes,
is the little
I agree.
rooms. I like it. You can just speed through them when you have a good run going. So,
And yeah, I think you have some really good power-ups.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, yeah, if I can fucking kill, spoilers, Hades this time, first time I see him, that'd be awesome.
That would be pretty dope.
Clutch. All right.
All right, man. We will see you next time. Sparks, get yourself an Amber, Nick. No, really, though. Like, it's so great to have just, like, all your favorite consoles from when you were a kid just, like, in your pocket, like, in a device the size of a cell phone.
It's something that form factor is
Speaking of which,
cool.
not to give anything away, Max, but I'm telling you, don't buy one, please. Just in case.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
someone may just drop one on you. Who knows? All right. See you next time, buddy.
All right. See you next time.